Hey, thank you so much for downloading Mission Control for ChatGPT. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to use control and how to get the most out of it. So let's just get started. So I have a conversation loaded here. So once you install Mission Control for ChatGPT from the Chrome store, and once you refresh the page, you'd be able to see a bunch of things added to the web page. One is this pin icon and this tools button. So we're going to start with pinning messages and pinning conversations. So in many cases, what happens is in a big conversation, you want to revisit certain messages that you had with in a conversation that you had with ChatGPT. So if you want to pin a particular message, you would want to scroll down to the end of a message, and you'd be able to see this small icon here called pin message. And once you click on it, it turns green. That means the message is pinned. So let me add one more message. So I'm gonna click on this again, and as you can see, I already had a couple of message already pinned, and I pinned two more. So it's gonna show me here that there are 4 pinned messages. And if I click on this, I can actually search for a particular message, right? So I can say strawberries, because that's where I talk about in this particular message. I think there is strawberry mentioned, so it actually searches through the pinned messages for this particular conversation and it shows. So if I click on that, it's gonna take me to that particular message, right? You can also sort these messages. So let me remove this. So these are sorted by newest first. You can also do oldest first. You can also pin conversations. So to pin a conversation, there are a couple of methods. So we'll talk about the one which is the easiest one. So once you click on the tools dropdown, you'll see a option called pin conversation. So if you click on pin conversation, it's gonna turn white and it's gonna say unpin conversation. So you can also pin unpin conversations. And what you can do is you can go back to the ChatGPT homepage, and if you refresh, it's gonna show that particular conversation as pinned. Right now, I can open any other conversation that I want. Maybe reply this thing, and again, if I click on pin conversation, go back. Sometimes you need a refresh, sometimes it doesn't. So we're kind of fixing that issue. But you can see that these two conversations are pinned to the home page, so you can quickly access them anytime you want. So that's with pin conversation and pin messages. Now let's take a look at one of the more powerful features of Mission Control, and that is jump to date. So if you click on this tools button again, you would see a option called jump to date. So if you click on jump to date, it's gonna show all the messages, and so it's gonna show all the dates on which I had chatted with ChatGPT, and you can click on a particular date, right? So if I want to go back to a message that I had made on 1st of October, I can just click. It'll take me back to all the messages that I had with ChatGPT on the 1st of October. So you can essentially go from so essentially you can just navigate the conversation much quicker and get to the part that interests you at that point in time very quickly, right? So if I want to go what I chatted maybe like on the 16th of October, again click and I can go here, right? The other thing that I want to kind of mention is export. So you can export a conversation in multiple formats. So once you're on a conversation that you would want to export, you can just click on the export button, and there are a bunch of options available. There is a text option available, CSV, JSON, and MD. I think for most of the use cases, the markdown or the CSV is kind of valid. And there is also an option where you can only export assistant messages, right? So if you don't want to export anything that you have put in as a prompt, you can just select this and just click on whatever format you want to export and hit export, and it will export in that it will only export assistant messages, right? So for the demo, I'm just going to export the whole conversation. So I'm going to take this out, I'm going to click on markdown, and I'm just going to click on export, and there you go, right? It exported the whole conversation in like a matter of seconds. Now, if you want to import this into something like Obsidian, that's where you're keeping your knowledge base, you can just drag and drop this whole conversation into Obsidian. So here I have the Obsidian opened as well as the conversation that we exported like a couple of seconds back. Like I'm just going to drag and drop this conversation, and voila, it's automatically imported. So it gives you extra information like the total number of messages exported on. It also gives you like the assistant and what the assistant said. You can also, it gives you a timestamp on, this is when the message happened and things like that, right? So this is actually pretty cool if you want to export the whole conversation in a matter of a few seconds, right, into any of your knowledge base. It conserves all the tables, emojis, and stuff like that. Now let's talk about one more interesting feature, which is adding tags to a conversation. Right, so what happens is you might have a multiple conversations with ChatGPT which kind of overlap with each other, right? So here I'm talking about how to take care of a tomato plant, how to grow it, how to nurture, when to feed it, and things like that, right? So I can add tags to a particular conversation, right? So to do that, I'm just going to click on tools, and there is an option called add tags. So I click on add tags, and I can add a tag, right? So it's a hobby for me, so I'm just going to add hobby. So I've already added hobby tag to one of the conversations. So it shows that there is already one which uses the hobby tag. So I'm just going to add the same tag here. I'm also going to say tomato plant. And I'm also going to add gardening. There you go. Right. So I've added 3 tags to this particular conversation. Now, if I really want to search all the conversations which has the tag hobby and conversations, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm just going to open Spotlight search. So you can open Spotlight search by holding down Shift and then space, and that will open this small pop-up where you can search a bunch of things. So we'll get to this in like a minute, but I'm just going to show you how to search conversation by tags. And then you're going to hit tab to move to tags, and then you're just going to type in hobby, right? And you can select it, and it's going to show all the conversations that I had with tag hobby, right? I can also show gardening. And I think these two have an overlap, so that's gonna show both of them. And now I'm gonna type in tomato, right? So I'm gonna type in tomato plant, and there you go, right? So there is tomato plant care. Pretty powerful way of organizing and searching for chats if you have a lot of them in your chat history, right? So that is export, add tags, pin, unpin conversations. There is also image gallery. So all the images that you have generated with ChatGPT, you can just view it in one single screen. So you can just click on image gallery, and it will take some time, but it's going to load all the images that I ever have created with ChatGPT. You can download one of them. It shows when it was created. You can download that particular image like this. So if I want to download this microphone, it's just downloaded on my local, or I can download everything at once, right? So you can just say download all, and it's gonna create a zip, and it downloaded the thing, right? So now I'm gonna talk about expand and collapse messages, particular messages in a chat, right? So beside the pin icon, there is one more icon called collapse message. So you can click on this. So the message is collapsed. You can see here, and you can again expand, right? So if you want to, collapse certain messages so that you don't, because that is not relevant to your search right now, you can just collapse those messages if you want, and those won't appear, right? So they are still there. You can go back to them whenever you want. You can just click on expand, and they expand. Or what you can do is you can also click on collapse all, right? So it collapses all the messages that you had in your conversation. Now if you want to just expand one, you can just click here, and it expands that particular message, right? Or if you want to go back, you can just say expand all, and it's going to expand all the messages again, right? So pretty good when you want to just focus on particular section of the conversation. So where you can use this expand and collapse functionality, right? You can expand particular message, the whole conversation, similarly for collapsing, right? So let's now talk about one of the most powerful features of MissionControl, which is the spotlight search. So again, like I showed in the tags, you're gonna hold down Shift and space to bring up spotlight search, and you can basically search for anything in this particular modal, right? So you can search for a conversation by the title. So I want to search a particular conversation which has Reddit in the titles, right? So if I do a Reddit, it's gonna search for all the conversations with Reddit in the title, right? So I can actually select, or I can also use the arrow key to kind of go down and up. in this particular search result window. You can also pin the conversation from here, add tags, or export the conversation. So this is like a mini action bar for each of the conversation. You can also search messages, right? So see how I moved from conversation to messages. I just need to click on tab, so I can cycle through all of these particular tabs very quickly, right? So now let's go back to messages, and if I type in Reddit, it's gonna give me all the messages with all the conversations, right? So in breaking news, I had a bunch of messages which had Reddit in the text. So again, with the reply with video on the Reddit. So these are all conversation titles, right? And look how they stick to the top, right? So as you scroll down, they keep on sticking to the top, and you can click on any of these, and it will take you there, right? You can also search by tags, like I showed last time. You can also search through all pinned messages, right? So this is for all the messages that you have pinned across all your conversations, right? So if I search for, say, tomato, I should probably see a message. Yeah, there you go, right? So you have 2 messages which has tomato in it, right? Pretty cool. This is across all the conversations, right? So this is not just the open conversation. This is across all conversations and across all the messages that you have pinned in those conversations. Now you can also search in the current conversation. So if you click on this conversation, and then if I type in tomato again, you're gonna see a bunch of messages with plant care, which is the current open conversation. You can see only messages from the current conversation, right? And you can click on these and go scroll to that particular message. So if you get lost at any point in time, there are 2 resources that I would recommend. One is this help thing. So if you click on help, it's gonna give like a brief summary, of what is possible and how to do it. There is also one more thing, which is our Discord channel. So you can click here and you can join our Discord channel, and there I'm active almost 24/7. We are adding a bunch of cool new features to MissionControl. So I hope to see you around, and thank you for watching, and I hope you like MissionControl. And if you like to, leave us a review on Chrome Store.